Hello everyone and welcome back to my kitchen today. It's the beginning of February and so Valentine's Day is just around the corner. And so in today's video I have 2 dark chocolate treats that you can make up for your Valentine or make up for your family on Valentine's Day for a special little treat or any occasion really, or any day of the week because it's dark chocolate and I think that's good anytime. So I hope you enjoy these treats and let me know in the comments below if it's something that you want to try.
So my overall rating for these chocolates would be...
Alright, so first up are these homemade dark chocolates for Valentine's treats. The ingredients we need are 70% dark chocolate, or darker if you prefer, some coconut oil, and some sea salt. And then today for the add-ins, we'll be using some almonds, which I'll be roasting in the oven. And also I have dry roasted peanuts here. They're only peanuts. There's no oil or salt added to them, and they're nice and crunchy. And I also have some coffee beans for the coffee lovers who like chocolate covered coffee. And the other things we'll need are some chocolate molds. So I have these small green ones, and I have these cute heart ones for Valentine's Day. Now if you don't have any molds, I will show you an alternative. And we'll also need a kitchen scale to weigh out our chocolate. First I'll be starting by roasting my almonds because I just buy natural raw almonds. And so put them in a baking tray and roast in the oven at 350 degrees for 5 minutes, and this will help to get them nice and crunchy. You have to let them cool completely and then they'll be crunchy once they cool. Now I'm taking out my scale and I'm going to weigh my chocolate so that I can melt it. I'll be melting it in a double boiler, but if you have a microwave that works, you can always melt it in the microwave. And so I'm going to weigh out 8 ounces of the chocolate. So I'm just breaking it apart here. And once I have my 8 ounces, to that I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of the coconut oil. And the coconut oil will just give it a softer texture a bit and a little bit shinier. So we'll let that melt. And as you can see, it's all melted down. It's nice and smooth now. And so at this point, I'm going to add in my sea salt to give it that little bit of salty flavor. If you don't like that, of course, you can leave that out. And I'll just give it a little stir in. And now to put it into my molds, I'm going to transfer it into this glass measuring cup so that I can pour it more easily into my molds and hopefully make a bit of a less of a mess, but it does still kind of make a mess. It still drips. Now I've put my molds onto this baking tray so that they're not floppy when I go to put them in the fridge, and I can just put them in on the tray. And so I'm going to start by filling up just the bottoms of each mold so that my add-ins don't stick through the top of them. So I'm just going to put a small coating in each one. And then we'll add in our nuts. And so you can see for the heart-shaped molds that I can fit 2 almonds in just perfectly. And once all of these are in, then we can cover them up with chocolate on the top. So now I'm filling up my little green circular molds, and in these ones I'll be adding the coffee beans in one tray and the peanuts in the other tray. And I put about 3 per chocolate. And now I'm filling up to the top. So it's very simple, and once they're all filled, I'm going to put them in the fridge for 2 hours about to solidify. And now I'll show you an alternative. If you don't have any chocolate molds, you can make like a chocolate bark. So just take a baking dish and grease it with a little bit of coconut oil. And then into your melted chocolate, just add your nuts, whichever kind of add-ins you prefer. Sometimes I've done almond and coffee bean together, or just almond. This time I have almonds in it. And just spread it into your baking dish to make like a flat bark. And then on this one, I'm going to sprinkle some unsweetened coconut flakes on the top. And usually this is how I make our chocolate. I don't take the time to put it in molds, but making it like this is super easy. And so here are the solidified chocolates. I already tested one. It comes out easily. So just pop them out of the molds. And I like these green molds better. They give a nicer finish to the chocolate. It's more smooth and shiny. With my red heart mold, the tops came off less shiny and didn't quite look as nice. So pop them all out, and of course I suggest to leave them in the fridge until you're ready to eat them, because there's no wax or any kind of preservative in it. And so unlike M&Ms, it will melt in your hands. And there they are, all done. And if you had a bit of white chocolate, you could color it pink and decorate it a little bit. I didn't have white chocolate, so I just made a bit of icing. And so here's the bark that's solidified. So just take a knife and kind of stab at it, and it's going to just pop apart like that. It's very easy. And so it doesn't need to be in squares or anything, just nice little pieces.
Okay, so now we're gonna try these Valentine chocolates. This one has almonds and this one has peanuts.
Yes.
Okay. So that's what it looks like on the inside.
Hold on. Ooh, nice.
And we'll take a bite of this one.
Let's get a close-up of that one. Yes.
So my overall rating for these chocolates would be an 8.102 out of 10.
All right, how could I improve?
It's full of crock, man. Those chocolates are excellent.
The second dark chocolate dessert I have is this chocolate banana nut parfait, which is from my zero sugar cookbook. It's low in sugar and using all natural ingredients for a nice healthy treat. And so you'll be needing some bananas, some nuts. I have walnuts, but you can use whatever kind of nut that you prefer. You'll be needing some coconut milk, and I'm going to put this in the fridge several hours before I make the dessert so that the coconut cream can solidify on the top of the can, because we'll be whipping that up. And then I have some unsweetened coconut. It's unsweetened to keep the sugar low. And then I have 82% dark chocolate to melt in a double boiler. And because it's Valentine's Day, I'm also going to add some raspberries on the top for a pop of color. So we'll be beginning by roasting our nuts. I'm going to put it in the oven for 5 minutes at 350 degrees. And I don't have parfait glasses, but I have these lovely crystal bowls that we'll use. And so I'm taking my coconut cream out of the fridge. It's been in there for several hours. And you'll see on the top of the can, the cream has come to a nice solid consistency. So just gently scoop the cream out into a bowl. There will be some liquid left on the bottom that you can keep for another recipe. And of course you could always use dairy whipped cream if you would like as well. I'm using coconut because that's what this recipe calls for. And you can see it whips up nicely, just like a dairy whipped cream. And so I'm just slicing up my banana to get it ready. And there's my chocolate that I melted in a double boiler. So now we're ready to assemble the parfait. Start with some of the bananas and then the cream. And then you'll be putting the nuts on top of that. You can break it into smaller pieces if you like. Then sprinkle the coconut. And then a nice drizzle of the dark chocolate. And then we'll repeat the layers. So banana, cream, nuts, coconut, and before the chocolate I'll add the raspberries on, and you could use strawberries if you like, just to give it a nice decorative look, and then drizzle the chocolate on the top. And so here it is. Makes a nice Valentine dessert, light and airy. Thank you everyone for watching today. If you like these types of videos, please subscribe so you don't miss what's happening in Mary's Kitchen. And I want to let you know that no one loves you more than our Heavenly Father. In John 3:16 it says, "For God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, that whosoever believes in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life."